name is Emily Yeager. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Recreation Sciences, and today I am proposing an idea to catalyze a blue economy corridor in the eastern Tar-Pamlico River Basin. So the blue economy is an economic development strategy that has been supported by federal agencies such as NOAA and adopted by other state agencies such as Sea Grant. And the idea is that you would connect your blue resources seamlessly with your terrestrial resources. And what's really interesting is NOAA's strategic plan that they just developed surrounding the blue economy really focuses on our marine resources that we can leverage as a country. But what North Carolina Sea Grant does in their definition is also identify that it could also be the coastal environment in general. So in North Carolina, we're familiar with all of the resources that our coastal plain has to offer. And another important thing about the blue economy is that it could also include freshwater resources as well, as we see here in Michigan. So with this particular economic development strategy in mind, I began to think about how we could connect communities along the eastern Tar-Pamlico River Basin that have really, up until this point in the past 10 years or so, have been revitalizing themselves in very siloed ways, as we've seen in Rocky Mount Mills, we see with Tarboro Brewing Company, with Princeville's socio-cultural assets that they've been developing, with the city of Greenville's strategic plan, and what's happening in downtown Washington and many of these other communities that you would either traverse through or by going out to the Pamlico Sound. And so from a blue economy approach, my idea is to create a digital interactive map with filters that people could use to curate their experiences along this body of water. And so depending on what your interests are, you might want to filter by socio-cultural assets, such as Freedom Hill in Princeville or the USS Pickett Historical Marker in Washington. Perhaps you'd be interested in environmental assets, such as Riverfront Park in Tarboro, or perhaps you want to contract with a paddle outfitter, such as Knee Deep Adventures here in Greenville. Or perhaps you're interested in hospitality assets like breweries, restaurants, entertainment venues. So this particular presentation was first developed by students in my tourism geographies class in fall 2020. And one of the things that they also decided to include were particular stakeholders that we might connect with to help make this ultimate map happen. And so these are just some of the stakeholders that we're thinking about, that I've either already connected with or we're thinking about connecting with. And so, I just want to thank the students in that class tremendously for their great efforts on this. But again, the goal of this project is to eventually create a digital interactive map with filters where you can curate your experience right along this eastern Tar-Pamlico River Basin.